Saturday night in El Dorado, it is week 10, and the Butler Grizzlies in their final home game of the regular season taking on the visiting Dodge City Conquistadors, a conference matchup. And as we do before each and every game, we visit now with the head coach, Brice Vignery of the Butler Grizzlies. And Coach, it's always great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a good week of practice, and we're ready to play tonight.
Starting to feel like football weather. I mean, we've had a little bit of rain this week,
Yeah.
and the temperatures are dropping. Kind of nice, I think, for a football game.
Yeah,
right?
I love it. Some of our kids don't like it being where they're from, but like I told them yesterday, I was like, at least we're not playing. You know, when it's raining, it's going to be a beautiful night tonight. So we're excited to get out on the field.
You know, one thing, we've never had a game played in the snow here at BG Products Veteran Sports Complex. I know a couple years ago there was a practice or two where it snowed.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun to play in the snow. I played in the snow when I played here, and it's just it's one of those things you need to do once in your lifetime, either coach in the snow or play in the snow. And maybe one of these years we'll get one of those games here.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit of football here. And the quarterback situation last week, a home loss to Coffeyville, a tough loss. You ended up using your third-string quarterback, Dylan Smith, by the end of the game, and I thought he played pretty well filling in. What's the situation with the quarterbacks this week?
So Dylan's going to be our starter this week. Jake's shoulder's still kind of bothering him enough to where we feel like we need to give another week. And then Jacoby ended up tweaking his hamstring last week. That's why he had to come out. So we've been rehabbing that all week. I fully anticipate Jacoby and Dylan to both play, but Dylan will get the start. And it's been good for him. He's in a different role, and it's really allowed him to really immerse himself in the game plan and know that this game plan is kind of tailored to him to do, the things he's good at, and really give him a lot of confidence when he gets on the field. And we just, in our walkthroughs, he's very confident in what he's doing. He knows our offense. It's just going out there, and as you saw last week in the game, the longer he played, the more confidence he got, and that's what you want out of your kids, and I expect him tonight to start out and have a really good game.
Yeah, a young man from Larned, Kansas here, and I thought he did a wonderful job stepping in an emergency situation last week. And as you said, you could really tell, even from the broadcast booth, he got more and more comfortable as the game went on, and you kind of started to expand the playlist with him.
Yeah, and when he went in there, he kind of had the deer in the headlights look, like, oh, this is going to happen. But we went out there and settled him in, and once we got off that first drive, we came over and we went through, here's what we're going to call. Start visualizing what you're getting, and then as the game went, we started to expand a little bit more. And there were a couple of times where he went out there on first down. I asked him to throw the ball because I wanted him to have that confidence that, hey, I can throw this ball, I can do these, and I can read it, and I can do all that. So that's the one thing with quarterback is they've got to go out there and have confidence in themselves, because once they don't have any confidence, the whole offense doesn't go. So he's got a lot of confidence coming out of this week. We had to battle a lot of wind in practice, but his timing's good. And like I said, it was really a chance for us to tailor a game plan around what he's good at and his strengths.
We're getting to that time of the year now, towards the end of the season, second to last regular season game, and start talking about some of the individuals and their performances this year. And Ajon Dingle, I mean, the last 3 weeks, you have really turned him loose. 63 carries combined the last 3 weeks, 340 yards total. He's averaging over 100 yards a game the last 3 weeks and 3 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, as he got here in the summertime, he had to learn our offense and learn, different schemes and this and that, and become more of a, all well-rounded back, catch the ball, backfield protections. And so that's why early in the year he was kind of, we were switching guys in and out, and now he's got a lot of confidence to where we can really leave him in there in any situation. He's a big guy, as you saw last week and the week before. And the week before, he's really hard to tackle once you get late in the game. And so again, we're going to kind of stay with that theme. And we haven't given a tailback the ball over 20 times in consecutive games in a while, and I foresee tonight kind of being the same story. But he's done a great job. He's a great teammate. He's really bought into what we're doing in our culture, and I think our guys see that. And even when things are going tough, guys are looking to him for answers. And like I told Dylan, you're never wrong if you hand the ball to 21. So.
And unfortunately, you had to play the fourth quarter without him last week against Coffeyville, which really kind of hurt the offense. We're visiting with Brice Vignery, head coach of the Butler Grizzlies, before Week 10. The Grizzlies at home, their final home game of the regular season, taking on the Dodge City Conquistadors, or as they call them out there, out west, the Conks.
Yeah.
And keeping along that theme of talking about individual players, A.J. King, man, I've had so much fun. Fane Henson, my broadcast partner, I've had so much fun watching him. So electrifying. And Coach, he's right up there among the national leaders. All-purpose yards, 162 yards a game average for A.J. King. 84 yards a game receptions, which leads the conference, and he's up there among national leaders in punt returns and kick returns.
Yeah, he's been a lot of fun to coach because like we've talked about, AJ's a very quiet individual. He's kind of to himself. He's starting to come out of his shell a little bit, but once you get him in those situations in the game, his natural ability just takes over. And going into each week, we always try and find, what the defense does, what can we take advantage of, and then we need to get AJ touches and get him the ball, and because the more he gets the ball, the better he gets, and the more confidence our offense has. And so this week will be very similar to previous weeks, where we're trying to find a way to get him the ball in any way possible, and we may put him at quarterback and let him throw. I don't know. So
we look forward to that.
But he's a really talented young man, and everything he's done, he's earned, and I look forward to seeing what he can do tonight, and especially next week.
Well, I'm hoping that Dodge City makes the mistake and kicks Tim either kickoff or punt return, and let him electrify the crowd. Dodge City, they're coming to town here, 3-5, not the season they wanted, 1-3 in conference play. I know they've got a highly qualified quarterback, a Division I transfer out of the University of Colorado. What can you tell us about the comps?
He's a really dynamic quarterback. They try and throw the ball around. They've got a really talented left tackle. I think he's got everybody in the country looking at him. He's got a handful of offers. They're going to try and spread it around and throw it and do that. Defensively, they're still trying to find their identity on some certain things. Now, they do have a couple defensive ends that'll rush the passer and do those types of things. So, it's our job to, test them and see what they can do and play our physical style of football and offense. And then special teams wise, we kind of went back to, the basics of, we've had more blocked punts this year than we'd like to. So we've slowed it down, and we've really got our guys honed in on what they're doing. And then, kickoff return's been a really good weapon for us, and punt return. So they're a really good team, and they run a good scheme. It's just about us going out there and executing what we need to do.
Well, I was going to ask you keys to a win tonight.
Yeah, we need to tackle well in space. We need to, stay ahead of the change, stay on schedule on offense, not have any, mental busts and unforced errors on anything. Take care of the ball on special teams and be able to flip the field. And when it's time to get points, we got to get points.
I know you're focused on this game tonight, and want to ask you, though, up the road, there's one more game to go in the regular season next week, that long road trip to Ellsworth. You guys finished the season with 2 wins. You'd finished 7-4. Do you think there's a possibility of a bowl game out there for you?
I do. Just in my years at Butler, I think, we have a really good fan base that likes to travel and go to games, and, we're very well respected. We've got good kids. We're going to respect that bowl game, and we're going to represent ourselves well. So I think a 7-4 Butler team gets a chance to go to a bowl game, and it's always a treat when you get that bid to the game, because the kids get another month of practice, and that extra month for the freshmen is huge, but it's also for the sophomores, because now schools get to come through and see them practice for another month, and give them more opportunities to take visits and just to practice and get better.
Well, we'll look for a win tonight and then next week at Ellsworth, and hopefully a bowl bid is coming. As always, Coach, appreciate the visit.
Thank you so much.
Coach Brice Vignery of the Butler Grizzlies. We're back with more of the pregame show from BG Products Veteran Sports Complex. The Grizzlies and the Conquistadors right after this.